In this section, we're going to take a look at element profiles again by 3D element. So this requires a 3D model reference. So basically you need a 3D element or line string in your 3D view that has elevation already applied to it. That could be a survey chain that was created and brought in. It could be a line with a profile that gets drawn into the 3D. But that 3D element must exist in your 3D information. And to double check to make sure that it does, if you hover over it, it's not going to really say a whole lot. It's going to say complex element, active profile, it's got one of those on it, but it's not going to tell you if it's a 3D element necessarily. So what you can do is hit F6, and in F6 it's going to open that window up to that location, and you can see we've got our existing ground out here, and we've also got this line, this 3D line string that represents our horizontal element. Okay, as long as that's in there, then we can use that to create a profile based on its elevations. So to do that, we're going to open the profile model in View 8, just like we always do. And you can see that 3D element, the 3D line string here, basically the existing ground in that window. That's the only thing that we see there. Okay, this window, because I hit F6 and the way things were set up, it's got illustration mode for View 2. So normally we want to open that up in View 8. Okay, so right now I've opened it up in View 2, so it's got the white background. So you can easily see that that's not necessarily what we want. So we're going to open up View 8, and we're going to open the profile model in View 8. You can see the difference between opening it up in maybe a View 2 after you've hit F6 compared to a View 8, which is just a standard viewport that we use to open up our profile models. Okay, so we've opened that up, and now we're going to go look at the creating a profile by 3D element. So we're going to be in the Open Roads Modeling, Geometry, under the Vertical Tools, Element Profiles. This is the last one in the Element Profiles, Profile by 3D Element. So we'll go ahead and choose that tool. Not a whole lot to this tool. Pops up the dialog, it just says name it. So I'm going to name it by 3D. Okay, enter that in. When you come out on the screen, it just says locate element to profile. So this is the one where you want to select where you want the profile to go. So we've got this line right here, which we have open in View 8. So we'll left click on it. It says locate the 3D element defining the profile. So we'll pick on our 3D element, and it'll automatically go out and basically project all the points that was created on this 3D line string and project them to our line that we have here. Okay, you can kind of see what it does out here. It projects it straight across, and at the very end we've got a curve here at this very end, so it's projecting it straight down onto our line. Okay, if we hit F4, we can go into that profile window, and we left click on that, and you can see the points that it's brought across. So all these points, then you could modify them if you need to. So if you didn't want that to go straight down, just modify it out to the right, or you could actually move some of these points around and move them back. But they do have the ability to be modified. Okay. If you hover over them, there's not really much else on there as far as, like, a lot of times you'll get station and elevation, but that information is not available for us there. So let's see what happens when we turn on Civil AccuDraw. We've got Civil AccuDraw going, we've got the 3D window. Let's try a Z in here, and I'm going to see if this will modify this. Okay, so as you can see, as I move this out here, it's got the station elevation information to it. So if I wanted to modify that, I could do a 0 plus 50, enter that in. You can see it locks it in there, and then I could give it an elevation if I wanted to, 804.5. Okay, locks that in. I can left click to place it. Okay, if I hit F4, now you can still see that there's nothing on this, but I was able to modify it with Civil AccuDraw.